Welcome to InfoHub. In our headlines, Declaration of Guyana signed, Arthur Chung Conference Center's rehabilitation on schedule, and one of the country's fastest swimmers hopes to make a splash at the Australia Commonwealth Games. Stay tuned for the details of these and more.
The future of Guyana has never looked better. Our nation is on the cusp of a development program like never seen before. While Guyana is now emerging as an energy giant through the discovery of massive reserves of oil and natural gas, it is your government's intention that the huge benefits emerging from this will go where it matters most, to you, the people of this beloved country. There is a surge of confidence in the way Guyana is governed once again, and the level of investor interest is unprecedented. Guyana is poised to become the breadbasket of the region, and the pace at which this nation will grow through prudent fiscal management will be nothing short of impressive. But more than anything else will be the way every Guyanese, regardless of color, class, or creed, becomes a part of this historic period of national transformation, sharing in the wealth and well-being of it all as one Guyana.
We begin by telling you that today is the United Nations World Meteorological Day. March 23 is observed as this day to remember the establishment of the World Meteorological Organization in 1950. This year's theme is Weather Ready, Climate Smart. Seneca Thorne now tells us that Guyana's legal team is currently preparing a memorial to submit to the International Court of Justice in relation to the long-standing controversy with neighboring Venezuela.
Acting Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs Carl Greenwich said that the legal team has been in discussion with the relevant authorities in their preparation.
It's a process that is in train. It has not yet been submitted to the ICJ, but it will be shortly.
Ministry of Foreign Affairs advisor on the controversy, Sir Sridat Ramphal, expressed his confidence in Guyana's legal team.
The case is in good hands. It's in the hands of the same team that won the judicial proceeding with Suriname. We go to work again to finish the job.
Earlier this year, the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres announced that he was referring the decades-old controversy to the ICJ. This move followed unsuccessful attempts to resolve the matter through the various mechanisms outlined in the Geneva Agreement signed between Guyana and Venezuela in 1966. The controversy arose after Venezuela claimed the arbitral award of 1899, which established the border it shares with Guyana, is null and void. The two countries under the 1966 Geneva Agreement turned to the UN Secretary General to resolve what became a controversy under the Charter of the UN. Seneca Thorne for InfoHub.
The Ministry of Natural Resources, responding to an article in the UK Guardian of March 22, 2018, under the headline, Guyanese campaigners mount legal challenge against three oil giants, said, firstly, the government wishes to reaffirm that it guards and defends the right of every citizen to seek recourse in law in pursuit of interests they believe to be worthy. Equally, the government is certain that every action it took with regard to the issuance of the petroleum production license met all legal requirements. The government is prepared and willing to present all the facts in this regard to any court with jurisdiction. The ministry further assures that it will continue to engage its partners, ExxonMobil, Hess, and CNOOC Nexen, in ensuring that the interest of Guyana's waters and environment remain top priorities as we pursue exploitation of Guyana's natural resources with a view to fast-track Guyana's social, infrastructural, and economic development. The ministry calls on all Guyanese to remain vigilant and calls on all to join forces to ensure that every Guyanese enjoys the good life by the dint of hard work and the responsible exploitation of our nation's God-given resources. The 24th Inter-American Ministerial Congress on Tourism wrapped up on Thursday at the Marriott Hotel. Crystal Stull tells us that there were more fruitful discussions by ministers and high-level authorities on achieving sustainable tourism through multi-destination travel and building resilience in the tourism sector.
Following 10 plenary sessions by officials, Thursday's all-day meeting concluded with the adoption of the Declaration of Georgetown. This document forms the basis for the development of partnerships for the growth of the tourism industry in the Americas. Minister of Business with responsibility for tourism Dominic Gaskin chaired the conference.
what was nice about it, what was good about it were the discussions. And as I said in my closing remarks, a lot of the issues discussed, the topics discussed, were very relevant to Guyana. You know, we have a lot to learn. We are fairly young as a tourism destination, and therefore to have all this expertise in the same room, high-level expertise and high-level representation from the different countries, is very good exposure for us. It was very valuable for us. We learned a lot, and it gives us a much better sense of where we are and where we need to go with tourism in Guyana.
Executive Secretary for Integral Development of the Organization of American States, Kim Osborne, commended Guyana for hosting a memorable event.
What we had was strong levels, strong indications of support, strong indications of collaboration and cooperation between and among countries, to dialogue, to share experiences, to share lessons learned and good practices. And to the extent that member states have made offers of cooperation to each other, to learn from each other, we are very grateful for the outcome of this meeting.
The 25th Inter-American Congress of Ministers and High-Level Authorities of Tourism is expected to be held in Paraguay 2021. Crystal Stahl for InfoHub.
Over 40 East Bank Berbice households get potable water for the first time. Renetta Lafleur has the details.
During its World Water Day observance, GWI commissioned the Light Tongue to Juticum water supply system. This resulted in residents of Highbury, Light Tongue, and Juticum communities receiving water on a 24-hour basis. GWI's Managing Director, Dr. Richard Van West Charles, reminded that access to water is a human right, and this pushes GWI to extend its reach for all to access this precious resource.
I think it is clear that the mission really gives us the direction to address the issues of public health of our community and also the sustainable economic development strategies of our dear land of Guyana.
The $30 million project saw the installation of some 1,600 lengths of pipe and new service connections. Director of Operations Dwayne Shako explained that strategic implementation, despite several challenges, resulted in the project's success.
We're given the focus and we're given the strategy from our management and our board and our CEO, and we're able to match those strategies with the engineering to ensure that we bring access to persons in this country. We've signed on to the Sustainable Development Goals, and one of the goals commits that we have to be able to ensure this 100% access by 2030.
Residents welcomed the new service.
I live in Highbury 8 years now, and I'm much thankful for the water, and I thank in the government that he could do, he could give us the current, and he was very much punishing.
Well, getting water right now is very great after a decade. It's from the time I born. We never get pipe water yet. We're using pan water. They got a well there, but the well silt up for a very long time.
World Water Day on March 22nd was celebrated under the theme Nature for Water. Renetta Lafleur for InfoHub.
Guyanese will soon benefit from a modernized Arthur Chang Conference Center, which is scheduled for reopening on March 27, 2018. Stacey Carmichael brings us the details.
The Ministry of Public Telecommunications hosted a media tour of the newly rehabilitated Arthur Chang Convention Center, which was closed on December 1, 2016 to facilitate upgrades.
Minister of Public Telecommunications Catherine Hughes clarified that a contract was signed in 2004 between Guyana and China, which stipulated that a construction company will carry out maintenance and repairs to the building after 10 years of use. Minister Yu said before those 10 years were up, certain areas of the structure were already showing signs of needed repairs.
We were seeing some cracks in the ceiling, leaking pipes, uneven floors, given the movement of the earth and time and over time. And so when the decision was made to stick to the 2016 deadline for repairs, we'd actually wanted to be able to keep the center open during that Christmas holidays, but we realized that we could not take the chance.
General Manager of the ACCC, Nankumar Ramdial, said over the past 10 years the center acquired an excellent reputation with bookings increasing steadily from 13 events in 2007 to 114 in 2016.
With the exception of the conference hall, each conference room could be divided into a total of 5 smaller rooms that can accommodate 60 persons each. The ACCC has a computer lab with 20 internet-ready computers. This lab can be utilized for computer training and an internet cafe or media center. Other facilities include a conference secretariat, business center, first aid clinic, a dining hall, and kitchen.
Vaniar Gutierrez, building engineer and architect at the ministry, said that extra steps have been made to ensure the flooring is structurally capable of accommodating varying loads. The center now boasts a steel canopy with reinforced glass for protection from the weather and a modern underground sewage system. For InfoHub, Stacey Carmichael.
In this report, we hear that the Ministry of Public Health engaged with key stakeholders to discuss nutritional coordination mechanisms. Delicia Haynes has that story.
Stakeholders met today to discuss the establishment of a local nutrition coordination mechanism. This mechanism is one that focuses on multi-sectoral collaboration for overall health and nutrition of citizens. UNICEF's representative for Guyana and Suriname, Sylvie Foyer, described the government's investment into food and nutrition collaboration as notable, since the country's human resource can eventually be listed among the healthiest in the Caribbean.
It's one of the most important investments that can be made to ensure everybody from a childhood and adult realizes full potential, because it's related to the brain. Even if we talk stomach, it's actually related to the brain. And so if we fail to address a good nutrition, we run the risk of actually getting generation in a cycle of low health, low performances, and sometimes challenging development.
The meeting should result in the establishment of a nutrition coordination mechanism, which includes nutrition in emergencies as part of its mandate.
While the Ministry of Public Health has policies in place to strategically address nutrition at the national level, there are other sectors and organizations engaged in various strategic and significant aspects of nutrition in Guyana. Therefore, this forum today is most timely as it seeks to engage stakeholders involved in nutrition to craft and establish national coordination mechanisms.
Food Policy Division Director Dinty Conway pointed out that the Ministry of Public Health cannot address the nutritional insufficiencies alone, hence the need for the coordination mechanism. For InfoHub, Delicia Haynes.
We now bring you a final report from Paul McAdam, who tells us that national swimmer Andrew Fowler departs Sunday for Australia, where he will be participating in the 21st Commonwealth Games.
Specializing in the 50 meters and 100-meter freestyle, Andrew Fowler may just be the fastest swimmer in the country. The 22-year-old young man feels fit and is looking forward to participating in the upcoming Commonwealth Games.
My training has been ups and downs, normal. And my times, I hope to do better in my times. Hope to drop off a few seconds, maybe swim the Olympic qualifying times, and maybe just semi-finals or the finals at these games. You have some big countries here like Canada, Great Britain, and Australia. Usually they have tough competitors, and I hope to be better.
Fowler's coach, Sean Bash, acknowledges that it might be tough to medal at the Games. He's nonetheless optimistic that Andrew will significantly improve on his times. This could see him qualifying for the 2020 Tokyo Olympics.
So far, he's been training really hard, and we're doing well in the pool. We got a little bit more work to do before we actually get there, and we're getting in there early, so we'll try to acclimatize and push a little bit more. I want him to drop about a second and a half on his best time, so that's what I'm working on in the 50 free. We are working towards qualifying for the Olympics, and that is the goal at this point in time. We are going up against the best in the world. 72 countries are going to be out there. It's going to be really difficult, but we will do well in terms of improving on our performances.
A total of 24 athletes competing in 7 disciplines will represent Guyana at Gold City, Australia in this year's Commonwealth Games. They will compete in badminton, boxing, rifle shooting, squash, swimming, table tennis, and various track and field athletics. Paul McAdam for InfoHub.
Check our website or Facebook page for more details as we bring you updates on developments across Guyana and further afield. Thanks for watching, and remember to connect with us 24/7 on our website and social media. Goodbye.